They say that you can't get a job in Australia in your own field. That have changed over the years, but my schedule at that time was doing a lot of work because I had just graduated, and then everybody thinks this is the time where you should earn money.
True.
And then send home, right? So I couldn't afford to do less work as well at the same time, so I had to balance everything. So what I used to do was
Hey guys, Prem Acharya here, and welcome to the another episode of the Diary of a Developer. Today I have a special guest who is Sonam 𝐓𝐡𝐞. He has been working as a software engineer almost 4 years here in Australia, and special about Sonam is he was one of my first mentee, and I have been with him for a very long time and I have seen his struggle and success. And I wanted him to share all his journey to the tech industry and how he actually built his rewarding career. And let's hear all that from Sonam so that you learn from his experience and you succeed in your career as well. Sonam, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dai. Thank you for having me.
So, do you want to share anything about yourself first? You want to introduce yourself in a better way?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. My name is Sonam 𝐓𝐡𝐞. I'm currently working as a software engineer at 𝐓𝐡𝐞 company. I've been in the industry for 4 years now. I first met you around 2019, at the end of 2019. Yeah, since then it's been a good journey so far.
Yeah, okay. I remember, since we talk about that 19, so you want to tell a little bit about your journey. Let's go from your journey from as early as possible, like what you're doing, what was your goals, or whenever you want to, in the childhood, what you wanted to become and things like that. Share everything about yourself.
Yeah, sure. In the childhood, there was nothing that specific that I wanted to become. The things keep on changing. I wanted to become an engineer at some point, and then later, once I finished my +2 high school, I went to prepare for the medical studies as well.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so then later, I think it was the destiny or something, I started, I got into the IT. I did my bachelor's in IT. And then since then, I enjoyed programming. So I've been, learning stuffs. I started with .NET, Java, all those kind of programming languages during the bachelor's studies. Regarding the hobbies, I wanted to become an aeronautic engineer at some point.
Nice.
Because you need to choose something, especially once you complete your college, +2 college in Nepal. So I had a lot of different options. I even prepared for agriculture and forestry education.
Okay.
So different things happened, and then I ended up with studying IT.
Great. And was you a bright child as a study? Where do you put yourself as a student in the classroom?
I think for me, I would say I'm a decent student. At least among top 10.
Okay, lucky you. I used to be towards the middle back way. Okay.
Yeah, especially in the childhood, I was a decent student. I wouldn't say too bright, but I used to get at least up to top 10 in my class. And then when you go to college, you got many competitors with students from different schools. So
True.
then I think I used to go up to section B.
Okay.
After the section A. So. Yeah, that's the story.
Okay. And when do you start studying bachelor in overseas in Nepal, or you studied in Australia?
No, I did my bachelor's in Nepal.
Okay, in IT?
Yeah, in IT. And that was the time when I got introduced into programming. I did learn, in the school you learn QBasic, those kind of things. So I had a bit of rough idea, but I didn't know in detail about programming languages and the things you can do, or what are the types of apps or websites that you can develop using it. So yeah, did my bachelor's in Nepal, and then I came to Australia in 2017 to pursue my master's for higher studies.
Okay, so you finished master in 2019, I guess.
Yes, I graduated on 2019. Yeah,
What was the major?
it was communications and information technology.
Okay, so when you're studying Master of Science, of course, because we are coming from overseas. So what were you working as at the time? Were you looking for a job already in the tech industry, or you didn't know how to look for the job in the industry, or you were looking for a job but you couldn't find? What was the situation on your case?
Um, yeah, in Nepal, after not even after completing bachelor's, while I was in the final year,
Mm-hmm.
I had one of my teachers. He had his own company,
Mm-hmm.
so I got an opportunity to do placement there for
Nice.
almost a year. So I had a bit of experience doing .NET, ASP.NET, the database, Oracle database. So while I came here, after I came to Australia, I always had that the mindset that I would get a job.
Nice.
Um, I didn't know how, but that's something that I always had, because I still remember those things have changed over the years. That they say that you can't get a job in Australia in your own field.
Mm-hmm.
That have changed over the years. But when I came first to Australia around 2017, that was a very big mindset that everybody had. So,
True.
but for me, I always had to think that it could be because of my interest, my passion, or my bit of experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
Since I already hang out with such people back in Nepal,
Mm-hmm.
so I had that mindset that I would get a job. But it was a bit hard in the beginning as I met you.
Yeah. So
you know.
people, yeah, I just wanted to know because it's gonna resonate with a lot of other students,
Yeah.
so that they can think themselves like what they are doing currently, maybe doing the same thing like you, which was maybe right thing or wrong thing, and later on what you're supposed to do versus what you are doing, so that it could help them. That's why I wanted to know more, like at that time. So let's say before you met us, what did you try to do the job, find the job? Did you even try? Because I know when we come now, the mindset has slowly shifting away, but back then that's the main reason I even started 𝐓𝐡𝐞 to shift this mindset, making movement in the community. So we had a mindset saying that we cannot get the job in as a developer, especially in IT, and it's a huge thing, right? And the reason is that because of the people we hang out with, right?
Yeah.
And then we were hanging out with the people who is working in either the hospitality sector, yeah, most of the time, yeah, and something that is not in tech industry. So definitely that's the reason we couldn't pursue there. So what was your situation at that time before we met? What job were you working, and what did you do to look for the job? Did you even try looking for the job?
Yeah, I did many times. After completing my studies,
Mm-hmm.
I probably would say I had a bit of confidence, maybe a little bit of overconfident that I would get a job.
Mm-hmm. No,
Because
that's actually that will drive you forward.
yeah,
That's something good as well.
yeah, but what I mean is you still have to, check the reality.
Yeah,
But my
that's
confidence was I had a background of studying IT already in bachelor's in Nepal. Did almost a year of work there,
mm-hmm.
and then also had a good friend circle back in Nepal, working in the same field,
Mm-hmm.
and then doing a master's here, completing a master's in Australia. So
Mm.
those were the reasons that I had a confidence that I would get a job. But then when I started applying and then going interviews, I realized that even with all those things, I probably lacked the skills and the knowledge that someone needs to get a job, and then once you get a job, do some of the work there. So that was the checking reality for me.
True. I think that's very true because most of these students still have this concept. So basically, you had a bachelor degree studying for 3 years. That was a hard work,
Yeah,
right? And then master degree. So and also a bit of experience overseas, thinking that I have a certificate, I should be getting job, right?
yeah,
That sort of mindset every student have at the beginning. But the reality check is you need to understand what is industry looking for. Yeah, and
yeah,
then we are missing that, and you will not know about that unless you are already working. And you are not working at this point. So the way to find out is by hanging with the people who already are there, and then getting suggestions, find the mentors, right?
Yeah.
So, and then when you realize that, so did you start changing your mindset or start lowering your confidence? Did that start impacting you in any way? Because after that, if you look for many jobs, you realize that, okay, I'm not getting a job.
Yeah.
But at least you realize that you're missing technical skills.
Yeah.
Did that change the mindset
Yeah,
at any
yeah,
point?
yeah, absolutely. And then somehow I came to, get in touch with you with one of our mutual friends, and then I still remember coming up to the KMC
Yeah, yeah.
to
I'm
meet you
gonna
in the
okay. Yeah.
first place.
So basically, for you guys, let's open up everything so that you guys know his struggle. So back then, he was working as a pizza chef. Was
Pizza,
it
yeah.
pizza maker?
Yeah, pizza
Yeah, in the
maker,
pizza shop.
yeah.
I think he used to work like a pretty long hour. I mean, in terms of the late night. And then, actually, the same company, I was working in the kitchen hand back in this. And when I was working as a kitchen hand in that pizza shop, and I had a good relation with the manager. And then that same manager, he opened another store as a pizza shop. That's where you were working. And then maybe probably you were asking for, hey, again, do you know anybody who can help me with IT? And he had a good relation with you. And then we were kind of friend. And he said, hey, I have somebody who is really nice person. Do you think you can help him with the IT thing? And at that time, I have already started thinking of helping community, right? And I said, of course I'll help. And I think I was working on one of my startups with my partner as part of the UTS startup hub. And at that time I said, okay, I would help you. And then that's where we met.
Yeah.
And then from there, so after looking at you, I saw, foundation and fundamental good, and some .NET skills. But what we were looking for was, I think, Node based. We were building project in Node and React based project, and also Next based project. And I think you had to learn that. And I remember asking you, do you have additional time for learning and practicing? And at that time, I didn't have office anyway. I used to work from the corner of my home in KMC. And that was my office, like a corner office. And he used to come from pizza shop. I think, like I said, because I used to code all the time, pretty much. If I am not sleeping or not giving time with family, I'm just coding all the time. Yeah, and that was my part of the day-to-day life, either building company project or working on side project or building something for the community, and also building my side startups. And then that's why I said, okay, I have this going on. Do you want to work on this? And then gain that experience, and I will help you to learn more skills, and I'll help you to find the job later on. And I think my initial internal thought, I don't know if I told you or not, I wanted to bring that project, get some bases, and I wanted to hire you. I don't know if I ever mentioned that or not. That was my basically internal plan. If that doesn't work out, I wanted to basically help you get the job, because I knew some industry already. I know how to get the job in industry, and then I already knew like what technology you need to learn, and then you already have some foundation. And that's why I asked him, come as much as you want, I'm here to help. And then he used to come after working in the pizza shop, beat up like very tired sometime, working in the hot oven, I guess, around. Yeah. And then he used to come like sometime 10, even 11 p.m. in the night.
Yeah.
And we sit down, we work for a couple hours, and then I show him how to do things, and then he go home, do self-study, build the project, and do the same thing over and over again. Tell me about that. Like, you can go back and imagine your day like on that day. Share your experience, because a lot of students think that coding is challenging, coding is hard. It's hard to get job in IT, but they don't realize the amount it really requires you to become that level of skills. Maybe it will help them to resonate in some point. Can you share about your what you were like feeling, like the tired, exhaust, and your like determination? No, whatever happens, I will go and do it. Tell me about everything what you are feeling and what you are experiencing at that time.
Yeah, I think as you said, it was a bit frustrating at one point. based on what I said before, given the certain
Expectation you had.
expectations and then certain conditions that, that the confidence that I had was not matching it.
True.
And then, as you said, I got to meet you, and then we started, talking and then trying to see what's lacking, what is the job market, which has more potential. And then I started learning JavaScript, React after I
Nice.
met you. So I didn't know, well, I had heard of React, but then I didn't know of it, right? So I used to work in the pizza shop, and I'm very grateful for you because, coming to your house at the night after 10 p.m. and spending an hour with me, teaching and then doing on the project. So that's a very big thing because, when I think about it now, I probably wouldn't, allow someone at the night at my house. So that's something I'm really grateful about. And not just that, we used to meet at the UTS buildings. Whenever I used to finish my work at 5 or 6 p.m., I used to come meet you. My schedule at that time was, doing a lot of work because I had just graduated, and then everybody thinks this is the time where you should earn money
True.
and then send home, right? So I couldn't afford to do less work as well at the same time. So I had to balance everything. So what I used to do was wake up in the morning, do some studies, build some projects, do some learnings, and then go to work, and then come late night, and then again get back to study. So even when I used to travel, in the commute, whenever I used to find some gaps, like 1 hour, 2 hours, I always used to look at the videos and then try to learn something. So, and that was all the drive was because, I had a strong determination that I should get a job, right? What's the point of coming to Australia and then studying and then doing all this hard work? So
Ex-
because of all those things and then your help, I was able to find an internship later, which is the stepping stone on my career, I would say. But yeah, working 2 different jobs, trying to find gaps in between so that I can study, all those things. Yeah, I still remember, and I'm, very much happy where I'm here today.
Imagine if you haven't got the job in tech industry, what would your life would like comparing to now? Would you be happy?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't probably be happy because this is where my interest was. As I said in the beginning, the interest might keep changing. I would never know. I might find something different. But at that point, this was the only thing that I was focusing on. So, yeah.
Yeah, you said very important things there. We come to Australia, we spend thousands of dollars, right, studying on some degree, and then what's the point, building the career in there? Now, I think it would be good message for everybody. Like, after you spending tens of thousands of dollars studying on some, let's say, degree, it could be tech, it would be non-tech, but if you are not building your career in there, I think this is losing a huge potential in there.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody like to pursue the career after studying some degree, but there are a lot of people I know who have done the study, have got the graduation from the university, and they want to build a career on the same field, but they end up staying where they are because maybe they didn't have enough right direction to go, somebody to show you which direction to go to find that passion and then build a career.
Yeah.
And maybe
True.
not enough mentors or not even enough time to put the work that requires you to become expert on that domain so that you get the job, right? So what would you suggest to those?
Yeah, try to find someone who can help you, at least in the beginning. You probably can do yourself. It is not something that's not possible, but it will take you a long time to get there. So having friends who can motivate you, having friends who are in the similar journey, maybe you guys can learn together, do pair programming, build something together, share something, whatever you learned to each other. Because when you start sharing something to others, you're actually growing the knowledge on yourself more.
True.
So, and then at the same time, try to network with people who are already in the field.
Hey guys, quickly popping up to ask you some favor. If you haven't already, can you please subscribe this channel and then help me spread this message to more aspiring developers. Thank you.
Because they have had similar experience, right? They,
Yeah,
they
most
all
of the
go through
developer
the
goes
same
through the
same
same
stage.
notion.
So they understand and they know the pain points you go through. So this is very important for the beginners to find at least some of the people who have already been in the industry. Ask them what's the next thing, what you should learn, or what's missing on you, and focus on those things, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you, as you said, I used to also find that time to practice more. You know, now I think a lot of people also have this issue saying that they don't have enough time to do all those things. You know, but definitely, like everybody can find that little gap time. You know, they can have a look and see if I'm going from one work to another work and I'm using commuting, using public transportation, instead of scrolling social media, they can scroll LinkedIn and find someone, for example. Yeah. Or before go to bed, instead of watching TV, watch the tutorials. I think every single thing, little bit thing adds up. And the most powerful thing is having the right people circle in your network. I mean, we don't know who is right or wrong, but at least we can know who have the similar mindset or who have already built a career on that. I think if you hang in there, you have already halfway there.
Yeah.
I think keep as much as possible that context in your head. More context you have put in your head that I have done XYZ, I want to build a career in this specific field. For example, I will become software engineer. More context we put that on the head, the more we can have people around us have that similar mindset, and also definitely the developers. So, and then more developer and then people around you have, the better you're gonna become, and then they will bring the opportunity to you. They'll help you to grow, isn't it?
True. So
Now, yeah,
I would say also look after your circle as well.
yeah,
Not just circle from tech people, but within your friend circle as well, because that's the most important thing. That's where you begin,
true.
where you want to go. Your thoughts, it will change based on your circle. So
You know, they say, tell me your 5 friends, I'll tell you your future.
yeah,
Same thing.
always try to put yourself within the circle who is motivated, who wants to do something better, and especially in the beginning, make your circle within the people from tech community.
True.
So if you don't have good friend circle, then I would probably change that.
Yeah, that's very, very, very powerful message. And if you don't know where to find the people to circle with, we have many developer communities. Join those group or reach out to us. We can definitely help you with that. Okay, I want to go back to the learning thing. So, what was the most frustrating part when it comes to learning new technologies, and then how do you overcome that, so that anybody who is in that stage, it can help them.
I think learning new technologies is always challenging because you don't have any prior experience or any knowledge regarding those things. If you're already in this industry for a few while, once you get your basics done, then it's very easy for you to catch up with other things. But in the beginning, when you don't have any idea about anything, right? So it is very hard. So for that, I would focus on the basics always. Ask your mentorship. Like if someone is mentoring you, ask them for any information that you can learn, or the documentation that you can go through and read, or any YouTube videos, and then try to do small projects around that. Say I'm learning JavaScript. Don't start going into React in the beginning.
True.
Yeah. So start with something simple. Even within the JavaScript, don't focus on too many advanced things. Just start with variables or if conditions, So start something simple. Learn each one thing at a day. Don't get too overwhelmed by looking at the things that there's a lot of information. There's a lot of things that I have to gain. Nobody learns a lot of things at once. It's always one step at a time. Even after 4 years of working, there's still things I want to keep learning, right? Because the tech journey is always about learning. There's always something new that you have to learn. So don't get too overwhelmed. Just focus on getting better, than yourself the previous day.
Yeah, that's what I always tell students as well. Focus in fundamentals. Fundamental is so strong, and then when you have a strong fundamental and foundation, you can build your career on the top, and then the frameworks comes and goes, languages comes and goes, but the fundamental never changes.
Yeah.
So start from the fundamental, and the important thing is, I think you need to find out the learning path. So you need to have that learning path, and then find out where to start, and you need to find out what to learn next. So if you find that learning path, and let's say build your own curriculum, or reach out to someone who already know how to go through that from not knowing anything to be able to build a project like you say, and follow that path, and then keep practicing more. And so because students have this mindset that I want to become developer in 3 months, So tell me about how long actually did it take for you to write your single line of code, very first one, to get your first pay? What was the time frame?
Yeah, I graduated on 2019 around June or July, something like that. And then since then I was always doing some basic things. Either it was during the bachelor studies or it was in my master's here. I always used to, whatever I learned, go home and then practice something. So there was always the time when I keep on, building stuffs. And then I started looking for a job once I graduated. Same thing story. Started going back to learning stuffs. Then met you, and then I think it was around the mid of 2020.
Was it 2020? Okay, so
Yeah,
it's like at least a year.
Almost a year, yeah.
Almost a year. So I just want to give that reality to student that actually you started writing code from bachelor. So if you look into that university as well, that's almost 5 years, I would say. 3 years bachelor, 2 year master.
Yeah.
Before, and then 1 year to get the job. So it's like a 6 years for you since you learned first line of code, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what my suggestion to the student is that when you are studying, if you are studying now, give your full on, practice building the project. So what, let's say for example, you have done in that last 1 year, if you have done it in the last year of the master degree or last year of the bachelor degree, you could have got job as soon as you finish the degree, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Why wait until finish the degree and then actually start working? Degree really have not much value in our industry unless you have the practical skills. Please guys, everybody focus on building the real hands-on practical skill on those technologies that are actually in demand in your city and state. Then there is a job. Yeah. And then find the mentor to help you with your career progress. And there's other thing, of course, like a communication matters, but you need to learn that as well. So I want to know, let's say, based on what you have learned here and then took so long to build your career, if you could go back, what are the few things that you would fix to reach your goal faster?
The first thing is getting yourself prepared while you're already in your universities or you're in your college time. I think we all have that habit of keeping everything until the late. So once you finish your study, you start applying for jobs, you don't get it, and then you realize something is lacking.
And so then you start practicing.
Yeah.
And waste of time.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing that I would change is before even completing my studies here, I would probably start, learning stuffs.
Building projects,
Yeah.
large scale project.
Yeah.
That's very, very important, because during the university, I have even seen a student, they just study to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, there is a few reasons why people are studying what they're studying. But if you are studying to become a engineer in the field, you can't get past without having the practical hands-on skills. You have to build that skill, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's also the lack of awareness in our
Yeah.
community. Also the financial considerations that you have to
Make,
think and make.
of course.
Because, unless for few people, I would say for majority, we have to survive by ourselves here in Australia. Like we can't ask our parents back in Nepal to, provide us the fees, which means you have to work hard in order to save money so that you can pay the fees. And because of that, you have to work extra. And then
Yeah.
you don't get time to study and focus on your studies.
It's like we are in that perpetuation more that you want to become a better engineer so that you can get a better pay. In order to become a better engineer to get at that level of pay, you need to invest the time. And now that time has been taken by something that is rewarding less.
Yeah.
And then more you time putting there for the less reward. And then we are in that perpetuation and we are stuck in there. I had this exactly feeling long time ago. I used to feel the same thing when I started. I had to do more work to just earn for myself and even support family. And then I said, like, I deserve more. I could earn more, but why can I not leave this? So as soon as I quit that job, I can't survive. Unless I quit that job, I cannot invest my time on learning and becoming a developer.
Yeah.
I had that situation as well at once. So in that case, how would you break that chain? Sleepless, I guess.
Yeah, no, you have to think about your health as well, right? Because that's the most important thing. If you're healthy, then only you can focus on your studies, your work, your family, everything. So it is a bit tricky and challenging to balance everything. As I said before, we can't just forget about financial things as well. We have to
No.
keep that into consideration, right? That's a hard reality for us. So try to make the most out of your time whenever you get it. So instead of spending a lot of time on the social medias, focus that time or utilize that time on studying. Either it's your assignments or learning something, or even going into different networking groups, different community groups. Utilize those time.
True.
It doesn't mean that stop working at all, right? You have to find the balance. You have to understand that if you utilize your time now, that's going to help you far more better in the future.
Very true.
Yeah.
I always say friend this, like we have this one of the project we even build not to do list. So this is what I would suggest everybody. In order to get out of that situation, they need extra time to practice, learn, and build the strong foundation to get the job. But they can't because they stuck on that job they hate. So what I do with the student is that first, write down what do you do exactly in last 1 week. What have you done? Make a little checkbox, yeah? And then write down every single task you have done it and write the hours you have spent on that. And then at the end, cross the task that is either, if it is not part of your survival or not part of your important parts of the family, or if you are an overseas student, not part of maintaining your visa condition. Anything that doesn't come under that or serving your God, anything doesn't come under that, that should be delayed. And buy that time back and invest your time on your personal growth for that. And I guarantee everybody can take 10 to 20 hours out of that.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with the student, and most of the students have that additional time to practice it, right? And then, and another thing what we need to think is that don't think that you need to have whole day to learn something, or you need to have 10 hours or 5 hours block to learn at once, because you cannot learn everything once. So you need to think about or learn about, or you need to have a mindset that even if I have a 15-minute, I'll learn something. So start blocking in 15-minute block, so that your mindset is not thinking that, oh, I didn't have enough time. What am I going to learn in 15 minutes? I'll rather just do something that pleases my mind. Instead of that, maybe think about, in that 15-minute, plan out what would you do in tomorrow or next day 15 minutes. If I have 15 minutes, I'll read XYZ blog. Maybe keep that link somewhere. You can read one blog in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can, on the next 15 minutes, you can watch some podcast or watch YouTube tutorial saying how to build the resume better, right? And it's just a little accumulation going to give you big result over the time. But even if you don't do that and waiting for the right time to happen, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. It's especially in today's time, it's very easy to get distracted.
True.
Either it's your social medias or your friends. So there are a number of tools that you can find online to, as you said, either block your time or let the turn off the notifications or anything that you can find. So try to grab those things and then focus your time on actually doing stuffs. That's
that
very
matters.
important. Yeah,
that matters. That's true.
Okay. And it's also, I think, the drive. Unless you get the
inner drive,
the inner drive,
nothing happens.
No matter how much you do, you probably will try for a day, and then the next day you will just leave it. So, as I said in my example, and also relating it back to what would I do if I had to go back in time. I didn't have that inner drive until I completed my studies, and then applied jobs, and then I was rejected.
Rejection,
yeah, all of those things, right? So, and then once I got that drive, that what, I need to study now, I need to improve my skills, then automatically everything started getting better. I was focusing more time, spending less time on unwanted things. So you need to find your drive as well. You need to get motivated.
Yeah. Guys, listen to Sonam, okay? Don't wait until you finish your degree and get a lot of rejection to get that drive. Now you can learn from his mistake, and then you can build your drive now, because that journey is exactly was same thing for me, same thing for him, it's going to be something for you, and then same thing for all the future developer coming in 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So take that message and then build your drive from now, today, whatever you are doing, from today, not even from tomorrow, today, start writing down, cross out all the tasks that you're supposed not to be doing, and then have full on drive, and make sure, promise yourself, you're going to get a job in next 6 months or 1 year. Write down the date and then work towards it. And more you put that context in your head, the better and faster you'll get the job. And if it is job, or if it is just about starting startup or even working as a freelancer, whatever is your option you have or you are planning, you can get to that goals. But first, make that drive. And okay, now I want to ask, this is thinking of student perspective. Let's say you cannot say in the resume you have been working for 4 years. Only that part is taken out. And you have to look for the job, and you have 30 days to land the job. Or if you want to make 30 days job search strategy plan, what would you do to get the job? Just be mind that you know everything based on your past experience, what you have to do that can get you a job in the next 30 days.
I think the first thing is getting your CV right. Mm-hmm. Since I've already done a lot of job searching, I know what they focus on, right? The first thing is look for the job description, completely read it, try to understand what they're looking for, and you will always find there are some keywords that actually matters. And then try to use those similar keywords in your CV. If you don't have those things, the recruiter is, or the talent team is not even gonna get that CV. The system is gonna throw that out. So in order to first pass that stage, you need to have the keywords. Based on that,
so basically you need to revise the resume to tailor to each job. So that's one thing. What other thing you do? So you have, let's say, 30 days. What
The
else?
other thing is I would probably, also reach out to my network.
There you go.
So there's nothing, wrong about looking for a job or trying to switch or, asking for posting it in the, social, especially on LinkedIn. People, because people, all of the people, they go through similar steps, so they know your, they can relate to it. So they will be very happy to help you. The other thing is always be on network with those kind of people, and then get in touch, try to understand each other, because if they know you, your value, your skills, they'll be very happy to refer you to their company.
True.
That's and then referral is always the the best way to get into the industry.
Yeah, and in fact, that more than 60% job are filled through the referral, especially the junior role in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So leverage the LinkedIn power.
Yeah.
Is there anything else would you do?
Anything else is
Meeting up, meetups, joining
yeah.
meetups
That's
is part of the networking as well.
yeah.
Having your large project build,
Mm-hmm.
showcase, find the way to showcase that work, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Also connect to recruiters in the LinkedIn.
Again, LinkedIn, yeah.
They always keep on posting the job ads.
Mm-hmm.
You can always talk to them. They will keep your profile in their shortlist, and whenever they find a relevant job, they even come to you saying, "Hey, this is an opportunity. Would you be interested in that?" Right?
Mm.
So that's also another way to get into the industry.
That's great. That's great. So just to quick revise, so you can definitely, if you have a skill, this comes with a skill, guys. Learn how to tailor the resume, reach out to your network, build the network first in the LinkedIn, and then ask for the referral. And there's many more we can do about it, but that would be your starting point. Okay, so let's go switch to the topics now. I want to talk a little bit about the AI stuff, because a lot of students, especially the student who is currently studying IT, or the student they haven't got the job yet, they have concept saying AI will replace the developer role and things like this. And I wanted to know, as a developer perspective, because you are in day-to-day basis writing code, building project, yeah, and probably using AI as well. So what's your take on that? What do you think about AI replacing the developers? How should the future developers should take this message?
I think from my perspective, AI is gonna. It's a booming field right now. There's a lot of hype. Um, it's gonna help you to get to your goal faster. Um, in the previous times, also, when you're learning such stuffs, we would. It's not. It wasn't something that you would get a result written out by an AI. But still, you would go to different things like Stack Overflow or Reddit or different, search engines to find out the answer. While AI does is it reads all those informations, and based on that, it gives you a direct answer. So you're saving some time to get your answer fast. But it's always important to validate that. It doesn't mean completely or blindly just follow it. So it's always the responsibility of you as a learner or a developer to validate that information, right? So there's one thing. The other thing is when you're working as a developer, different companies have different rules. So they might allow the different AI tools to to use it or not use it. But I've always found it helpful for my day-to-day things. Finding answers correct or doing basic things. So I see this as an opportunity rather than a
Going to replace?
yeah. So it helps us to be more productive, get our work done faster. So I don't see it AI being completely replacing the developers, because yes, that's true that AI can nowadays it's getting even more advanced, so it can bootstrap some projects, it can write some code, but the thing is each company has its own code. They have their own
Unique
system.
requirement,
Yeah,
unique
yeah,
logic.
exactly. They have their own, their requirements. Their goal is completely different, which AI doesn't know or AI can't find it. So it helps you on, as I said, like basic things at this stage. Maybe in the future it might do even more advanced things, but at least now all it does is doing those basic things. So to solve a problem that's very specific to a project or that's very specific to a company, AI still can't do it. You need a developer, you need engineers, right? You need the human to solve those things. And the companies, they don't fully trust AIs. It's about either privacy thing or it's about the reliability.
Yeah,
So
some
you always
company, I
need
think, yeah,
people to work on those stuffs.
yeah, and some company, I think, because of the privacy and some reason, they don't even allow AI to be used in the company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so guys, don't scare that AI gonna replace your job, but leverage AI to become better than others, so that yeah, some junior role could be done by AI, some basic stuff. So that's why you need to become an advanced developer. Not you don't want to just stay basic and then wish for getting the engineer role and then scare off AI will replace the job. That's why you need to leverage AI, become better engineer. So I think you don't have anything to worry at this point. Okay, so we are towards the end. Do you have any specific advice to anybody who wants to build their career as a software engineer or anybody who want to switch their career from any other career into the software industry?
The suggestion is find your niche area where you want to focus, because when we say IT, there's a lot of fields, right? So always that's the first important thing. Because based on my experience, that's also a bit challenging thing to figure out in the beginning. Even for me, I wanted to learn networking as well, cybersecurity as well. You want to focus and you want to learn all of these things. So that's the first thing that you need to figure out. And even on the other doubt or uncertainty comes when what's the thing that you want to learn, right? Do you want to learn JavaScript, or do you want to learn Python? Do you want to learn Java? So there's a lot of uncertainty things that you will find yourself. So figure out all those things, and then no matter which language you choose, start working on it. Learn something new each day. Try to make the most out of your time. Always circle yourself around people with like-minded individuals, especially if you can, maybe hang out with people who are already in the industry. You will get to learn a lot from them, and then start doing projects with them. So I remember, we friends doing a project, and there was one of the guy who had just graduated out of bachelor's here, and doing that project helped him in an immense way to not just to learn basic things, but he was already he could already achieve a mid-level role,
Yeah.
based on the project that we did, and on the hangout, the things that we shared back to him.
Yeah, he got
right?
to learn from your years of experience and
Yeah,
other
exactly.
developer like you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the most important thing. Always try to circle yourself and network, with the people who are already in the industry, and then don't feel shy to ask for help, because they all have gone through the similar journey, so they understand the things. So don't feel shy. Just ask them. Keep on learning.
Great advice. And being a overseas international student, do you have any specific advice to those international students on the top of what we just discussed?
For international students, I think it's the similar things. Because tech is, it's not local. It's a global thing. You can work from anywhere these days. Remote has become a norm these days. So no matter you're in here or in Nepal, you can even work from there, right? So don't think that you
Limit.
can't, you have to come to Australia or you can't work from there.
Yeah.
So
Especially as being a software engineer,
yeah,
I think you can work anywhere from anywhere.
yeah.
Thank you, Sonam, for coming to the show, and thank you for sharing all your journey. And thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. I hope you really enjoy our conversation today. And if you have any question that you want me to ask for the future guest, please write in the comment section and hashtag Hey Prem, and I'll go through that and try to answer that question on the next podcast. And I hope Sonam has shared a lot of valuable information that is going to help you. Take some advice from him, guys, and then don't settle for less. Go ahead and then kick your career, and we wish you good luck. I'll see you next. Hey guys, thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. I hope you got really a lot of value from our conversation today. So if you got any value, please write in the comment section. I would love to hear from you more. If you have any suggestion, please write into the comment section. I'll read them all. I'll see you next.